everyone doing? Welcome to the final episode of After the After Hours with your boy TraderPrad. The final day of this week is tomorrow going to be a free fall Friday. Now get ready for tomorrow. Powell going on the microphone. Powell going on the microphone again. Get ready for tomorrow. So I do have a watch list ready, but if you guys are ready, hit that like and subscribe. Hit that like and subscribe. Thank you guys for all the love. Thank you guys for all the support. Started. Why don't we dive into the full screen and hit that like and subscribe. Yo, what up nerds? Welcome to a brand new week, brand new episode with your boy TraderPrad, and we're already straight to the full screen. So I'll just leave it over here. I misclicked. Usually I go to the full cam and then the full screen, but we're here, so I'll just leave it over here instead of going back and forth, transitioning way too many times. Monday wasn't that eventful if I think about for the overall market. If I remember correctly, just kind of barely green for all the markets. The DIA, the Dow Jones, basically flat on the day, so not too much really happening overall today. But in the large cap world, you had some fireworks on Apple, some fireworks on Tesla, and some fireworks also on Meta and also on Amazon. Then Microsoft at all-time highs, Google trying to break out back above the 200-day moving average. So some fireworks across the board on the large cap stocks, and we have some stocks still giving us potential setups for the near future. For example, Palantir, as if you saw the title of the stream on whatever platform you're watching me on, it's the potential breakout on Palantir here coming in for us to take advantage of above 134, above 135 or so. So watching names like this, and I have a bunch of other names on the watch list for the day trade tomorrow also. But for the most part, I wasn't able to really, find too many hot catalyst movers today. Maybe I shouldn't really say that. There were a lot of movers today. You had TEM, you had drone stocks moving, UMAC going up 20%. Overall, I just didn't find too many trades for myself. I did have a red day today, but very small red day. Not like it was a huge red day. I had 3 trades overall, and I was 3 for 3 lost. One of them was Apple. I tried to short Apple after the whole move on the bounce back up, but that ended up being a bad trade. So today overall, red day for the day trade, but a very, very good green day for the swing account. The swing account has been, mamma mia, killing it at the moment. And as I've been saying, I've been putting more attention, more effort into the swing trades, honestly. But this pop over here on Apple, tried to get short right under yesterday's low. After it popped, then kind of sold from there a little bit, got stopped out on that move above, then got short again, and then got stopped out again on that little pop, and then missed out on the main drop that the stock ended up pushing to the downside, giving you about $1 per share scalp. But eventually you see how that trade ended up being a nothing burger. This was the WWDC 2025 event sell-off that Apple came with. Overall, this was where most of the money on my day was deployed to, and losing on this one ended up being red because of this. Like I said, it didn't really matter I even traded today, because overall I didn't have any real clear plans of what I wanted to do or a clear idea of what I wanted to trade today. I saw Apple was moving off of a news. I tried to take a shot on it, and I'm okay with what I did on that one overall. But tomorrow I think will be more interesting. Usually Mondays are a nothing burger event for me anyways, or usually a red day anyways, because you know, the day after, once Monday's ranges have formed, I'm able to make better decisions for some reason. I'm not sure why that is, but statistically Mondays have never been a good day for me. But usually, you know, maybe you'll get lucky here and there. Statistically have not been a good day, but I'm excited to see how Tuesday pulls out for me, because we do have a watch list ready for the stream. So let me bring in the watch list over here, starting with some of the hot movers of the day, like Circle, CoreWeave. Did my dog scratch me or something? Like, oh my god, I feel like there's a scratch on my shoulder here, and it is absolutely hurting me. And if I feel it, there is like, you know, those nail scratches that you have on your skin sometimes? I feel like it's one of those scratches on my body. That hurts. Okay, Circle, CoreWeave, Palantir, Hood. Palantir mainly because of that daily level. Robinhood has been moving around recently because it was potentially getting added to the S&P 500 index, but on Friday overnight, we got announcements that Hood was not going to get added to the S&P 500 index, at least not for the current quarter, maybe in the next quarter. So Hood kind of took a little bit of a south side move off of that, but still managed to push back up after the south side move. So very happy to see Hood do that. SMCI looking pretty good. I added SMCI to my swing account after hours today. It's holding above its earnings VWAP, holding above the 200-day moving average. So we're gonna take a look at that one. Potentially it gives us some day trades in the near future, as market looks like it wants to break out to the upside. Apple, obviously, with the event move today, potentially worth keeping an eye on. I felt like the event was a little bit of a nothing burger event, honestly. They did talk about AI a lot, which is good. You want to see Apple going into the AI world, but overall I just didn't see too much of great things coming out of the WWDC event. Usually I think this one was more so just tech and the software side. Nothing really on the hardware side at all. Nothing about a new phone, nothing about a new iPad, new iPhone, nothing, right? It was just, or new earpods, no watches. It was just straight up software and technology. So I wasn't too impressed, because you kind of saw this happening. You needed to see Apple pivot and go into the more AI side of the world. So I guess it was a good thing seeing that, but overall I'm not too impressed with the event, and I guess you saw how the market played off the event overall too. Amazon, nice little breakout on the daily chart, and potentially giving us some gains on the swing account. Also worth keeping for the day trade account on watch tomorrow, along with some stocks like Google, Microsoft near the all-time high, even though Microsoft did sell off. off sadly, but still near the all-time highs. Meta giving you a little bit of a pullback. Tesla with the insane run into the close all the way to $315 or so. Nvidia moving around a little bit, but more important, we got some of the crypto stocks potentially being in play, because Bitcoin is very close to, again, to the 100,000. Sorry, not the 100,000, the 110,000, and almost pushing back into the all-time high. And a couple other stocks over here such as UPST, Shop, Okta that I found on my scan that are potentially worth watching for a day trade and for a swing trade. Okta more for the day trade side, because I can't really short on my swing account, at least not yet. But for those of you who can short Okta on the swing account, maybe there's a trade over there for you to be interested also. So let's start with the top of the list. Actually, let's start with showing you guys what is on board for the earnings calendar this week. Nothing really too hot. We got some names that still interest me. For example, you got Oracle, Adobe, Restoration Hardware, or RH they go by at the moment. Pretty sure Victoria's Secret was supposed to report last week, so maybe earnings whispers correcting themselves. Chewy is another good name to keep an eye on. GameStop, I was trying to ignore not wanting to say this name at all, but obviously can't ignore GameStop when the earnings board is so dead. GitLab, that's a big one to keep an eye on. Dave & Buster's, Play. Pretty sure Play had a good day today, and they broke out from a two-day, three-day high. Still under the 200-day moving average, but Play, Stitch Fix, some of the names that potentially still worth keeping an eye out for as the earnings board still rolls on, but we are moving closer to the end of the earnings season. Thankfully, though, from what I've been noticing recently, these earnings calendars have been setting up in a way where as one ends, the other one just starts to begin, and you don't really see the change in earnings. So hopefully it stays that way, and we don't have to deal with a drought of earnings reports for a couple weeks or whatever, because that would be sad. However, we are moving into summer, and I wouldn't be surprised with the volume already acting like it's going down, and the amount of trades and opportunities already feels like it's a lot lower. I wish I was watching CoreWeave today, but boy oh boy, CoreWeave, or was it Circle? Sorry, I wish I was watching Circle IPO today, but that was a pretty good short opportunity on the IPO, and yeah, I didn't capture that one at all. Monster short opportunity on Circle. CoreWeave is all the way back to the north side, squeezing the shorts and looking like it's getting ready for another big burst up north, and that is basically what you want to see if you're interested in a first red day short trade, and also what you want to see if you're interested in a long trade on this name. So CoreWeave bouncing right off of the first day midway, and also you could say bouncing off of some of the EMAs over here, and just managing to continue to stay on trend and just squeeze the shorts to the north side. So a lot of names still in play, still moving around. It's just stock selection is the name of the game. I guess that's always been the name of the game. Stock selection, risk management, discipline. You guys know the key things that you need to do. Starting with Circle, pretty good move off the IPO itself. Today you could say was the first red day. In that case, you know, you shouldn't really be seeing the stock above today's VWAP. The seller from today should be able to stay in power and controlling the stock all day tomorrow too, in which case today's VWAP should be the controlling factor. So whatever today's VWAP is, right around $121, all the way up to last week's high of $123.50. I would expect the stock to find some selling on the pops into this area, and if we do find selling on the pops into that area, should be able to find a pretty decent short opportunity day two, where the stock pushes into today's low most likely, and then a bigger breakdown below today's low would just open up a lot more downside for us to take advantage of. So today's VWAP 121, all the way up to 123.50 is where I'll be watching for this stock. I guess inflection is more 121, resistance is more 123.50, and then, well, what does it look like on the hourly chart? Let's go look on the hourly real quick. 119, okay. I mean, 119 is more of a resistance on the hourly, so if we do get above 119 tomorrow, would it be that hard to see the stock slowly on the hourly reclaim tomorrow's VWAP? I don't think it would be that hard to vision that. So I think honestly 191 would be something to keep an eye out for. Above 191 you do have that high, which is that 123.50, I think. Yep, 123.52, which is last week's high obviously. So that whole area, this whole pocket from 119 all the way up to 123.50, you really want to be careful to see how the stock trades in this area. If they are able to hold every single flush into 119, you know, then that's pretty bullish. But if they're not able to hold the flushes into 119 and the stock is able to get below, then I think that's when we really start to take advantage of the stock to the downside. Christopher coming with the police command. I don't think those commands work anymore, Christopher. Good to see you though. Haven't seen your name in the chat in a long time, and if I remember that Kia Trek, then I think I know exactly who you are. Good to see you in the chat, my friend. 119.37. I'm just gonna put 119 as a possible, well, maybe not support, but yeah, maybe it goes into resistance. 119 to 123.50 is what I'm watching as a support area, and then I'm gonna keep 121 as an inflection because that's what today's VWAP is ending up at. Moving forward, core weave, not overly bearish on Circle. If we do start holding above this resistance pocket that I just pointed out for myself, I think I am interested in a long, but it all depends on how the stock reacts in this range for me, really. 119 to 123.50. How does the stock move in that range? How are the buyers behaving? How are the sellers behaving? And so on. Next stock, CoreWeave, another recent IPO, but a little bit more, a little older IPO than Circle. Obviously, Circle's only been like what 3-4 days on the market now. This is almost 180 days coming into play. Oh, maybe not, 73 days coming into play. I thought we were closer to 180 on CoreWeave, but still recent new IPO, and I thought one of these days would have kind of started that downside move, but no, still very strong on the stock, and looking forward to see if we manage to break out the all-time high again and keep its momentum, keep its trajectory to the upside. Watching options will be very interesting because the bar chart, websites like bar chart, or even just using option scanners and so on to watch where the chains are, would be very helpful in finding. Actually, let's see if we can find it right here. CoreWeave. What? Okay. How do I see the chain? I can't see the delta, can I? Not on here. So if you find the options chains and if you can find the delta, we want to see the delta where the delta is 20. And somehow that's the important strike price as to where the stock could go to. But sucks. I'm not really an options trader, so I don't have a go-to service where I can look at these options chains for us. But for those of you who can, you want to look for the 20 delta strike and see where the 20 delta is, because if the stock is above the 20 delta, the chances are we get more squeezes. But once we are below the 20 delta, do we even get to the 20 delta? Maybe the 20 delta keeps moving up once we get closer and closer and closer. But something about the 20 delta, Stephen Place was talking about this, about Palantir the last time it set up, when Palantir was on a generational run and then it set up for the first red day short. That's something to keep an eye out for, to see if if options are done having to hedge against their position because the stock is continuing to squeeze to the upside, and then now they can deleverage. That means sell off the position that they actually bought to hedge themselves, and that brings the Vanna crush, or the overall just options unwinding on the position. So not sure if we're gonna see that anytime soon. Maybe Thursday or Friday, or at least the start of it around Wednesday. But I'm not ready to short the stock yet. I think you got another couple of days of upside, and then a beautiful opportunity, maybe in a couple weeks also, for a beautiful opportunity for the first red day. Does that mean this is an automatic long? Probably not. This is a little overextended. You can see the 50-day moving average just getting started around the $70 price, and the stock is 135% away from its 50-day moving average. So a little ridiculous, little extended. Not that it can't go more extended, but I don't think it's an automatic default long. Keep an eye out for it. See if it gets above the recent all-time high. If it gives you a good setup above the recent all-time high, maybe a bull flag, maybe a 3-bar breakout, maybe a failed range low long, 21 EMA continuation, 9 EMA continuation. So any one of the setups that you know how to play, maybe even a just simple opening range 5-minute high breakout if the stock is already above its all-time high. Something as simple as that could even give you an easy long trade to take advantage of intraday. But for the swing trade, I don't think this is a easy no-brainer long to take advantage of. If you weren't already in it, you kind of missed the boat. Now it's time to just let it go, and also just wait patiently if you're looking for the short on this name. Very high priority tomorrow, obviously. These recent IPOs have been very, very fun, so continue to keep watching them. If you're not a day trader, then I guess it doesn't really matter for you. But if you are a day trader, then you want to be watching the best names. Otherwise, you're going to miss out the opportunities. Palantir. You can see how Palantir is making a nice little rectangular kind of a flag. Just the consolidation into the all-time high. Basically, the previous all-time high lows previous all-time high highs acting as a support. And you got a beautiful range just above it getting ready to break out as the market is getting ready to break out. So I think all things are go here. What in the world? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have like 4 straight lines down my shoulder, like a animal clawed me. Oh, that hurts. What in the world even happened? What? Did I get clawed by an animal and I didn't even know about it? Did I get attacked by a goddamn animal? Bro, what? If I could show you guys these marks, this is insane. Ah. I don't remember getting attacked when I was walking my dog. Was it my dog? Dude, that is so insane. Or did I just scratch myself? Ah. Okay. You guys don't care about me. I'm just gonna... Must have been your dog, but I don't remember him scratching me like that. So weird. Ah. Okay. Anyways, Palantir looking like it's getting ready for a breakout. I think another couple days into the high over here, showing you that buyers are stepping up and now buying above 130 would give me a little bit more I guess confluence is the right word. Give me a little bit more confirmation about this trade idea. So more buying above 130, especially tomorrow if the stock dips back down. I don't want to see the stock at 128, 129. I want to see it still above 130 and finding buyers into the 130 to 135 area. And if you do that for a couple days, I think I am very interested to see how Palantir sets up for a potential for a potential swing trade, day trade, all kinds of trades. So just putting an alert over there for myself for the next time Palantir goes into that area. I'm not sure if I'll be, loving the long for the swing trade tomorrow if the stock is above 135. But if it is above 135 tomorrow for the swing trade, I'm not going to be loving it, but I'm going to be loving the day trade. Tomorrow, if I do get a nice little back and forth for another couple of days around this area, and then it breaks out above 135, I might be a little bit more interested for the swing trade then. So just all about how the stock behaves into this 135 resistance area for us to keep an eye out for. I would love to see 130 support coming into play, but that's not the technical support at the moment, so I'm not going to put that on the chart for me, or on my notes, I mean. Robinhood, come on, internet. Robinhood did go down. It looked a lot weaker than we would have liked it to look, but overall, very, very bullish move back up, bouncing right off of the nice little previous breakout area, 21 EMA, 9 EMA, not 21, 9 EMA, and bouncing right back above 70. The fact that buyers came in, defended 70, and showed strength, I might even buy my couple shares that I sold on this position. I might even be buying those shares back on my swing account because that looks like the sellers completely got disregarded by that move to the downside today, and buyers said thank you for giving us a dip buy, exactly how they did on Tesla. They said thank you for giving us the dip buy, and they ran the stock all the way back up today. In the after hours, it was like $315 or something crazy. So just sometimes you get blessed, and Robinhood was in that situation. However, I did get scared about the Robinhood down move in the after hours from Friday, so I took some profits over there and closed some of my shares for profit. But now might be time to buy those shares right back and hold on to the stock, because I really do believe in the big picture thesis on Robinhood for a much bigger move higher on this name. Sadly, my average price from down here and down here is now going to be somewhere higher if I do buy those shares back. Hopefully there's a better setup for me to be involved in. It's all about setups. You don't have to buy in random spots just because you have a thesis or an idea. It's all about what kind of setups is the market giving you, because then you have a clear defined stop, entry, plan, system, and so on. So Robinhood, would love to see it acting right, but I'm not sure how to really behave at the moment for my next entry. Just maybe stay away and be careful, but be always ready to manage the position. Let's say it goes back into 80, but then gets stuffed back from the 80 to the downside. That's not a good thing. But if it does go into 80 and manage to get above 80 and stay strong above 80, that's probably amazing. So it just depends on how the stock behaves as it's going back to the upside, in case I want to add more size or not to the trade. I think today actually you had some good catalysts coming out. That Robinhood CEO was talking about that $1,000 starting every American born baby with a $1,000 trading account, and how Robinhood is very ready to provide such infrastructure and ready to partner with the government and so on. And if Robinhood ends up winning that contract, they're gonna end up doing big things with that type of opportunity. Overall, you're basically seeing the government go back into quantitative easing if they do that. Because they're basically buying the stock market for 18 years. For every kid before they graduate, the market will maybe not for every year. For the first year that the kid's born, they're gonna be getting a free $1,000 account. How many kids are born in a year? How many kids are? How much $1,000 is that going to be in the market to buy the S&P 500 year over year over year? At least for the next 4 years, until probably the Democrats win again and they cancel that bill or whatever. Who knows what happens after 4 years? But at least for the next 4 years, if this passes, you're gonna see every newborn baby having an account, and then that's basically going into the SPY or the QQQ or whatever. So it's gonna be a way for the American government to basically buy the market or pump the market indirectly. And if Robinhood is facilitating that, that's a very good opportunity to buy Robinhood, still very close to the moving averages, right? 50% away from the 50 moving average, 84% away from the 200-day moving average, very close to the all-time high at the moment. Technically, you kind of missed your boat. Your boat was here and here, so as close to 67, 70 that you can get your entry, the better. If the stock does go back below 65, below 60, that's not really a good thing, but usually this is a trajectory where the stocks don't stop and they just keep going higher and higher and higher, and I want to be ready for something fun like that on Robinhood. So let's just see how high Robinhood takes us. I know my dad's in this account too, but however, for a day trade, I think there's nothing really to talk about on that side. SMCI, another name that I'm interested for a swing account. I actually bought some shares on my swing account in the after hours, looking to see how it plays out over the next few days or weeks. Basically, this is like an almost undercut and rally of the I shouldn't really say rally, but there's a bunch of setups here. Honestly, you have like a cup and handle. That's your cup and that's your handle. Potential breakout of the handle. You got a long over there. You got some sort of a trend line. If you just draw the trend line over there, potentially that trend line breakout coming into play. You also have a little wedge over here coming into play. That wedge potentially giving you another breakout. Obviously, I'm only seeing what I want to see. If I look for things that I don't want to see on the stock, you still have the 200-day moving average sloping down. You have the 15 moving average flattening out, which is good, but more I would love it more if it was curling to the upside. Some of the things that are not potentially good for this name is not too long ago the stock was called out by short sellers for being fraudulent. So a lot of things stand out for the negative side, but on the positive side, if the stock is a good thing for the future, for the AI, for technology in general, then I do want to be involved in SMCI, because this stock could go absolutely bonkers, absolutely crazy on a single earnings report showing you that they are growing like hundreds of percent. So if that's something that's possible, then I want to be involved in it. Granted, yes, they did have a stock split, which I do remember. Oh, my niece is home. So watching SMCI obviously for the swing account and for the day trade account too. If the stock does manage to, that's not what I wanted to do. If the stock does manage to get above this little 44 area tomorrow and stay above 44 on the day trade side, interested on that, and I might even add to my swing account above 44. Nami PD, or Nam PD, sorry, not Nami. Hi Prad, could you please share what broker you use for shorting? Depends on whatever account you have. You can use your interactive brokers. You can use Sender Point. I don't know if your bank accounts allow you to broker brokerage into a short side, but just use a real broker. Use a real broker and you'll be able to trade short. Sadly, interactive brokerage is not a real broker. Prad's graduated to swing trading. I mean, I'm still day trading, but that's not my money. Swing trading is my money, so I'm more interested to grow my own money because I get to keep 100% of it, and also I don't get yelled at by my manager for no goddamn reason every goddamn day, right? So this one helps me out on that side. For the day trade, however, You know, if I can see setups there, I can still take advantage of it and hopefully not get yelled at about my manager. All right, SMCI, wanting to see if 44 can give me a possible move above to join a bigger move to the upside. If SMCI does go high, then I'm very, very, very interested. So if SMCI starts holding above 44, I'm very interested. Apple looks like it wants to get back below 200 after the event, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does do that. So you're basically playing the under over 200 tomorrow on Apple. Granted, there's a little bit more support levels just under 200, but I'm just going to completely ignore those and only look at 200. So if 200 stock is not able to stay above tomorrow, then it's just a no-brainer short, and I'll be interested to see how low can you go on this name. Looks like if we do get below 200, then it's even more of a reason to think that the event was a failure and you know, the market really did not like the event. But if we manage to hold 200, get back above, what is this, 206 or so, potentially worth watching Apple for maybe a swing trade, maybe even for a longer thesis idea for a potential move up to the 200-day moving average. At the moment, you can see how Apple is just simply not loved by the market. This was once the most loved stock by the market, and it is now you know, just completely being ignored. Below the 200-day moving average, Amazon is rallying, Google is rallying. Who would have thought Google would have recovered 200-day moving average before Apple? So Google is recovering the 200-day. Microsoft is at all-time highs. And here you have Apple. I'm sure all of you have at least 2 to 3, maybe even 7 Apple products in your house at the moment. Your kids, your wives, your kids, your wives, your children, your brothers, your sisters. You know, for the amount of Apple products per person, you'd be surprised to see Apple taking a beating like this. So if we do get below 200 tomorrow, I am very interested on that one. Amazon had a nice little breakout today, above the $215 area. So if continuation is to play out on this name, then the stock should not get below 215 by any means on a pullback. So 215 is the inflection level, and I want to see 215 acting as a good support level on pullbacks tomorrow. GOOGL, potentially worth keeping an eye out for the swing account if we do manage to hold above 177, and for the day trade too. So 177 is the important level to keep an eye out for on Google tomorrow. I don't really find a lot of other small cap names that interested me, so I am most likely, maybe not small cap I should say, but other names in general that interested me. But here are some of the larger names that are more in play. And Microsoft getting above the all-time high 473.50. That's something to keep an eye out for. 473.50 if the market continues to go up to the north side. Meta pulled back today a little bit, but if you zoom into the 5-minute chart, it looks like a drastic pullback. But overall on the daily chart, not really that big of a pullback, so not too interested on a day trade for Meta at the moment. Tesla did have a big pump to the north side into the close, and I'm wondering how Tesla is moving right now after hours on the overnight market. So we are not really able to see the overnight markets on TradingView just yet, but if that market is visible soon, hopefully very soon, we can talk about that more in depth. So right now Tesla is probably moving around. I would guess it's somewhere above today's high and somewhere below 320. So just keep an eye out for this name because it will for sure be in play tomorrow. I wouldn't doubt that at all. You got some some bullshit news coming out from Trump. It wasn't even news. It's just Trump just speaking his mind about random things and the stock moving drastically. It was kind of funny to see, honestly, but hey, no judgment. Nvidia staying strong above 144 is something to keep an eye out for. That's for sure going to get me excited. Not too long ago reported earnings, so staying strong above 144 will be very important. That means we need to find buying coming in above 144. That's it, otherwise stay away from the trade. MicroStrategy trying to get back above the 400 over here, and honestly it's not that bad of a setup also. So 393, 395, 65, kind of reclaiming the earnings VWAP. If it does do that, then you do have a long setup over here triggering on MicroStrategy just above 390, 350, I will say. So if you are interested, to keep an eye out for that one, 390, 350. Any buying above that, you could initiate a swing or a day trade, but it needs to stay strong above that one for sure. Coinbase is also curling back up at the moment. Nice little base and also holding the earnings VWAP, but you guys know my opinion about Coinbase, so I'll just keep calm and move on from that one. I bought some IBIT today after hours. That's a nice little breakout on IBIT. You can call this another cup and handle. That's your cup, that's your handle, and basically a nice little breakout of that handle. At the same time, Bitcoin is going back up to the north side. So all things combined, if Bitcoin wants to show us strength again, you know, Bitcoin, same cup and handle. If Bitcoin wants to show us strength again and push to the north side, take out the all-time high, and keep on rallying, then I do want to put myself back into the name, which is IBIT. So bought some IBIT today. The last time I took the breakout of this name, it sucked. I had to take it for a loss, but let's see if the second time's the charm on this name, or if the stock sadly, or the sector, Bitcoin I should say more importantly, sadly sells back again to the downside from this recent move higher. TEM, Tempest AI, another one getting ready to give you a possible entry, but for me, I would need to see it hold above 65 on dips. I wouldn't be surprised if the stock breaks out tomorrow and just keeps on blasting off, but if it does stay above 65 on dips tomorrow, potentially worth watching Tempest for a swing trade and for a day trade also. Here are a couple other swing trade ideas. UPST breaking out above 56 and looking like it's reclaiming the 200-day moving average. Kind of a bouncy ball also. 1, 2, maybe we need another third bounce over here, but 1, 2, 3, I could call that a third bounce right here, but you know, that's a little not the cleanest bouncy ball, honestly, but honestly a bouncy ball over here nevertheless. So if you are above 56, then showing strength above 56, watching UPST for a swing trade, but also for a day trade. So 56 is very important. If the stock can show me strength above 56 tomorrow, it's already at 57.42, but on pullbacks, if it's staying above 56, that makes me excited. Shopify is also another one to keep an eye on. This is your Canadian company for my Canadian fans, Canada. So watching 112 area, nice little double top, triple top above the 200-day moving average. Recent earnings report name, and you can see how the earnings report is basically flat, and the stock is trading around that earnings report, holding the 21-day moving average and getting ready for a possible breakout of this area. So if it does give you that breakout, I am very interested to see how Shopify plays out. I think Shopify is also very much close to, you know, that Amazon long that I have on my day trade. So if this one pushes above this, I am very, very bullish on a swing account on this one. Did I say day trade Amazon? I meant swing trade Amazon. So 112.38. I'm just gonna say 112.50. Let's just say 112 to 112.50 to keep an eye out for, because if you find buying above it for a day trade or a swing trade, I am very bullish on that one. Okta, this is more so for the day trade because I can't really short for my swing trade. So Okta, if it does show me any weakness continued below 102, or even if it's below 100 tomorrow, that's the, you know, inflection level. So 102 15 is the, I should say, there we go. So 100, I shouldn't even put that as a support because it could just blow right through it. So this is your inflection level on Okta, or recent earnings name, a nice little flag after the earnings report, and now breaking down below that flag. Anyone who bought in this area is now already proven wrong. The stock either pushes back above 102, and then this is a false breakout of the low, or it continues to stay weak tomorrow and pushes to the downside. So that makes it a very important name tomorrow. Staying below 102 on pops, good shorts, but if it's staying below 100 after those pops, even better for a big move to the south side potentially for us to take advantage of. And you can see how volume is actually raising after this consolidation period. Earnings day volume obviously the largest, volume dying down for the next few days as the stock is managing to bring some buying in and find some buying, and then buyers cracking that, sellers buying, cracking all those buyers and pushing it down, testing where those stops are, and you can see that with the increase on volume. So very important name for tomorrow. You could even put that in the day trade basket along with the swing trade basket if you can swing trade shorts. If you are swing trading the short here, I think your stop will have to be somewhere above the midpoint of this candle. So the midpoint of this candle is 103.33. Let's just say 103.50. I would say your stop would have to be at least 104. So if you're shorting 102, 101 for a swing trade, your stop should be at least 104 on Octa, and your target is basically 200-day moving average. For the day trade, I think you don't have to risk that far. You know, just wait for a pop. If the pop is getting rejected around 102, 103, then that is your system right there to go. That's your trigger to go. Then you get short as the stock is getting back below 103 or 102, and then you use the swing high as your stop and enjoy the ride to the downside on OKTA. That is basically the watch list tomorrow. A lot more purple than I would have thought, but most likely going to trim down to, you know, OKTA or UPST or CRW and CRCL and so on. Most likely trading some of the let's be honest, I'll end up trading a lot tomorrow because I have some really good ideas, but the ideas need to be backed up by actual setups. So let's see if the setups are offering themselves around these ideas that I just mapped out for myself tomorrow. Going along with the schedule for tonight, econ calendar. Is there anything spicy on the economic calendar tomorrow? I think the answer for that is no. We have the 3-year auction at 1 o'clock and the API crude oil at 4:30. EIA short-term energy outlook at 12 o'clock. So it looks like pretty dead econ calendar tomorrow for June 10, 2025. Is there any hot IPOs tomorrow? Tomorrow would be June 10th, so no IPO tomorrow at all, but we do have some IPOs on 11th and on the 12th, so make sure you tune in for the next few days. Actually, I will not be streaming. Nope, never mind. I will be streaming all... Am I not streaming Wednesday? No, I think I'm fine. No, I think I'm streaming every single day of this week. So never mind at all. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place, to talk about IPOs, talk about earnings, talk about all fun stuff that potentially could help us out on the day trade and on the swing trade. For now, I added Amazon to my swing trade today, added iBit, which is basically Bitcoin, and then added SMCI in the after hours. We'll be watching them very tightly. So many names right now moving around. One of my hottest mover right now is RDW. I bought RDW at $16.55, and this one's at $20. So love watching that. PL bought this one at $4.55, and now it's at $6, $5.90. Love watching this one too, and I think PL can really be something special for me, so I want to be ready to add on PL as if it is going to be showing some support above in this area. If it does start to look weak below this, I might start getting ready to trade some more profits and then buy back on the dips later on. Okay, overall, that is the stream tonight. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Have a great night, good luck, and make some money. Peace. Get ready for trade off of. Get ready for the watch list for tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna bring in my big screen over here, back to another brand new week of After the After Hours with your host TraderPrad. I'm doing great. Hopefully you guys are joining me on that great side. Markets are moving around.
might just be a risk on type of day, so let's see what happens. 8 o'clock tomorrow. As you guys know, we do the stream Monday to Thursday, 8 p.m. Shout out to my affiliate sponsors, Benzinga, Trade Ideas, the #1 scanner to go to, Trader Sync, promo code down below, promo code PRAD15 to get 15% off. I will catch you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock, same time, same place. Until then, TraderPrad out. Adios.